You're listening to InYourHeadOnline.com. This is Playboy Buddy Rose. And if you want to hear the best wrestlers and the best wrestling stories, stay tuned every Wednesday night, 8 o'clock Eastern, 5 o'clock Western time, InYourHeadOnline.com, to get the best wrestling history stories ever told, past, present, and future.
You think charisma is like the key thing to getting over in wrestling? Is something you really can't teach?
I heard one of the guys saying the other day on, I think it was during one of the WrestleMania, one of the videos or something. Ric Flair, I think, said you can have all the charisma in the world and you don't know how to work. You can know how to work but no charisma. Mm-hmm. But if you got both, I mean, basically, I could wrestle better than Hulk Hogan. I'm a better wrestler than he'll ever be. Mm-hmm. But I don't have the genetic look that man had, or the body, and I didn't have the, he just had the push. We didn't all have that worldwide stage that he had too in the day. Mm-hmm. We had a nationwide stage, but not a worldwide stage. And he was given a push like nobody else. And when you get a push like that, and you look like that, and you can get over with what you do, and that's all you got to do to get over, and you look like I don't think they could have done it with anybody else but Hulk Hogan. And there's been a lot of arguments about it and opinions about that. But to me, Hulk Hogan was the guy that paved the road for Vince McMahon to make it what it is today.
Mm-hmm. That promo you're talking about, Ric Flair said it. I believe he was talking about Curt Hennig.
Mm-hmm.
It was for the
exactly.
It was for the Hall of Fame.
That charisma. I tell you, Curt Hennig was in my ear for 6 months in New York, and he was in my ear. He lived right by me, a block away in Vancouver. He was in my ear, and he went to his grave, God rest his soul, saying he learned more from me than anybody else in the business. And I take that as a big compliment. If he was alive today, he would tell you that. He would tell you that Buddy Rose taught me the most. And Shawn Michaels kind of touches on it in his book, that I learned a lot from Buddy and Curt Hennig. Well, Ed Wiskowski and I helped Curt Hennig a lot when he first started. And then I remember Shawn Michaels coming over to Ed Wiskowski's in my apartment, knocking on the door going, "Can I come and watch some wrestling tapes?" And we go, "Yeah, come on in." And we put on the tape for wrestling, and we explain move to move, hold to hold, why each thing is done and what the reason is, and why it means something, and why you do something and why you don't do something. And we'd do this for hours until 5 in the morning. We'd watch wrestling and pick apart our matches and our other matches and say what could have been better. And Shawn Michaels used to come with a Burger King bag with a Whopper in it and French fries, asking us to teach him about wrestling. And I respect him for that. And all I could do is when a kid comes up to you, like I used to go up to Ray Stevens when I was a kid going, just like Shawn going, "Can you teach me about psychology? Can you teach me?" And Ray would go, "The only reason I'm teaching you, Paul Pershman, Buddy Rose, is because you listen and because you don't make the same mistake twice, and because when I tell you something, you go back." Because he says, "I got better things to do than teach you. Because I'm not a teacher. I'm a wrestler." But he says, "But when I see you go out there and do what I tell you to do, I don't mind taking the time to help you." And that's what I say to the younger generation of today. If they listen to what we tell them to do, and if they do it, and if they don't do it, then I don't have time for them.
Mm-hmm.
Do you understand kind of that?
Oh, definitely. It was,
So it was a respect factor. So like I said, all the wrestlers that you see today are thankful to all the wrestlers that came before them, and the ones that came before me, and the ones that came before those before, from the 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s. It's everybody should be in the Hall of Fame, and there should only be one Hall of Fame, because no wrestler could be in the Hall of Fame if he was in the ring by himself with a camera on him.
Right.
Because you couldn't do it. You needed somebody to win, somebody to lose.
Mm-hmm.
So what about all those guys that lost every night? How come they're not in the Hall of Fame? Because you needed those guys. If you didn't have them, you can't build the mountain. And and you basically, if you're going to build that pyramid, you got to have somebody at the bottom of the pyramid to hold the top of the pyramid up. Mm-hmm. And if Hulk Hogan's at the top of the pyramid, what about all the guys that did the jobs for him all the way up? You needed those guys, and they all basically every wrestler that made a living from wrestling and was able to put food on the table and pay the rent or buy a house and save money and make a living from wrestling should be in the Hall of Fame. And that's my personal opinion. And everybody that I wrestled helped make me, and I helped make them. And it's basically a fraternity of people that got together and tried to make it so we could work 7 nights a week and make money every single night without hurting each other.
Mm-hmm. You think it'd be
And
harder?
Yeah. That was the whole secret of old school wrestling.
Mm-hmm. Really appreciate coming on here.
I appreciate you having me, guys, and I'd like to come on again. Thank you. Thank you. I'd like to come on, and you gave me a lot of time tonight. I'm pretty much going hoarse right now. It's about 7 minutes to 7 here. And how long are you on till 7?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
You're on till 8.
We're on to 10 our time, which is 7 your time.
Oh, so you're on for only 6 more minutes.
Yeah, we could go long. We could go long if you want to, but.
Oh no. I just want to say thank you guys for having me on, and I've done radio shows myself, and this is an internet show, so I kind of know what you guys are going through, and I think it's a great job, and you're being very respectful to the wrestlers. I don't do every internet show. I do the ones that are respectful. I've done the Law, I've done yours, and I've done a few others, but there are some I pick and choose that I will not do. And for me to do your show, you have to be respectful. And I got to say, you guys are very respectful.
Well, thank you. Really appreciate it.
And I think I'll put your link up as one of my favorite links to your show on Wednesday nights if you'd like that.
Yeah, definitely. We'll put one up for you guys, for Buddy Rose.
You can put up one for PlayboyBuddyRose.com.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
And you got it from me, and I thank everybody that called in and asked me any questions, and be looking for the book around August or September. It's going to be called Shoot to Work. Do you
Excellent.
get the title? Shoot
to
Work?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I was shooting to work. In other words, I was not working to shoot. I was shooting to work, and that's what I did best. And there's not a wrestler to tell you. I never hurt a wrestler. I never potatoed a wrestler, and I don't think any fan will ever say that it looked phony when I was in the ring, when I was hitting or wrestling a wrestler. They never said they could see through my work. I'm proud of that.
Mm-hmm. All right, can we keep you here for 1 second?
Yeah, I guess so.
Okay.
You need my address where you're going to send the check?